All right, welcome to Keeping It Real, the largest podcast for real estate agents and by real estate agents. My name is DJ Paris. I am your guide and host through the show. Today on the show, we have our monthly series, the Monday Market Minute with Carrie McCormick from the Carrie McCormick Real Estate Group with At Properties here in Chicago. Now, Carrie is a top 1% producer in Chicago with over 20 years of experience helping buyers, sellers, and investors with their real estate needs. In fact, in the previous 12 months, out of 44,000 real estate agents here in Chicago, Carrie is currently ranked number 14 in production. And she's a true superstar and expert in everything from first-time home buyers, veteran investors, and luxury properties. She also works with a lot of developers and is often chosen to represent their high-end developments. Now, please visit Carrie at her website, which is carriemccormickre.com. Again, carriemccormickre.com. And also follow her on Instagram. She has one of the very best Instagram accounts for realtors we've ever seen. So you can find her at Instagram at Carrie McCormick Real Estate. Again, Carrie McCormick Real Estate. Carrie, welcome once again to the show.
Thank you. As always, I appreciate it. As you can see, for those who are watching, I am coming live from my car.
Well, we know how busy you are, so you spend a lot of time in your car going around. So what's going on right now with your business in the market?
Yeah, so it's June here in Chicago, so the sun is shining, the weather's great, people are out and about. There's this new life happening in the downtown area, which we love to see because the numbers in the downtown market have been down. And then they moved to flat. So we're still in the flat zone downtown. So I really do think for those who have a desire to live in the Streeterville neighborhood, the Gold Coast neighborhood, River North, really now is a great time to buy. Because again, if you go down there, you'll see and feel the energy coming back to those areas. And again, Chicago is such a resilient city and it'll come back. So now's the time to get a good deal in the downtown market. So again, I'd highly recommend anyone who wants to live down there or an investment, now's your chance to buy something at a good value. Suburban market here still remains strong. As I mentioned, we're here, approaching, I don't know, is it the first day of summer? Is it summer soon?
Yeah, it is.
The buying market is still tough out there. I'm working with a couple buyers still that's trying to find the perfect home. But what I would say is, June, July, August, these are big months for graduations, for weddings, for traveling. As people start to go back and live their lives, if you're still a buyer in this market, I think you're going to have some luck this summer. You're going to have less competition, right? Because your competition's at a wedding on a Saturday. So, get in there, take a look at a home, get your offer in. So you're going to have a little bit of less competition out there. So I think we're going to start seeing some lucky buyers this summer. So that's my tip to you guys. All markets are doing well here in Chicago. So again, if you are a seller, now is your time. Don't hesitate because this is we're at the top of the market. So I would get your house on the market right away.
I was telling Carrie just before we started that I was reading an Inman article, which was very surprising to me. I'm also, of course, in the Chicago market. And all I hear all day from our realtors at our company, and I'm sure, Carrie, you hear the same from the realtors at your company, and of course, your own personal experience, is that inventory, of course, is the big challenge. And it has been for quite some time with rates being so low and people being able to afford more and wanting to move because maybe they're working at home or they just want to, find a different location. And now they can. And so inventory has been scarce. And of course, any Facebook group with realtors, collaborate. That's really what they talk about mostly, it seems. But the good news for those of us who are listening or watching who are in Chicago is that actually we have twice the amount of inventory, believe it or not, than most major markets, which is very surprising because we typically know our own market and it feels like there isn't much here. But if you are in the Chicago area, you should actually feel a little lucky as opposed to other markets where there's very little. So even though it seems like we don't have much going on inventory wise, I guess we have more than the national average. So I guess we should be a little bit grateful for that. But I wanted to just to really quickly mention my marketing minute. And then Carrie, I'd love to get your thoughts on this because we were talking about this beforehand, because it really goes into what Carrie was just saying, which is, if you're looking for an opportunity and you don't have, maybe you are struggling, you have buyers and you don't have inventory. And then you have all these people that that own homes, but they aren't necessarily looking to move or buy. This is a great time to have a conversation with them and run some comps and say, hey, maybe you don't even know what they bought their home at, or you should be able to see that on the MLS. But, whether you know that or not, odds are their home is appreciated. And so now would probably be a good idea just to call everybody, who owns a home and say, hey, have you thought about selling? Here's what I think we might be in the neighborhood of as far as price wise. And they might say, well, that's great. But then could I even afford to buy something else? Number one, because prices have increased so dramatically. And also, maybe there isn't much to choose from, even though I just went on to say we have more inventory than most. It still feels like we don't have much inventory. So a good idea would be to at least say, hey, what some of my clients are doing is selling, banking that profit, and then maybe moving into an apartment for a few years. Here in the Chicagoland area, we have, so many really wonderful apartment buildings in all different areas of Chicago and the suburbs. And, it's definitely an idea. And then maybe they rent for a year or two until the market settles down, prices come down a little bit. It's that old adage with the stock market, you buy low and sell high. So just an idea. Now, will people actually do that? I don't know, maybe not. But I think from a perspective of, wow, that's an interesting idea. I think that's something that most realtors probably aren't saying to their homeowners right now. And it's even if whether they do it or not, I don't think is really the issue. It's just you're bringing value. You're giving them an idea, and it'll at least start the conversation. So I don't know. That was my little thought. I was curious what you might have thought, what you might think of that.
No, I think that's great. And you're right. It's we do need, I know, again, you said there's more inventory than others, but we do need some more inventory in this market. So a rental is a great option for people. And then I've talked to some of my sellers who, let's just say in a few years, they were going to move to Florida, or they're going to move to Tennessee or Austin or wherever they're going. What I've done is I said, why don't you just explore, a little bit in, Austin, Texas. I know you've always wanted to move there. So I'll connect you with a realtor that I know there. Maybe there's something there for you now where you can sell, your Chicago home at the height. Again, even though you might be buying at the height, but it's a win-win for both of you. So, that's also my tip to some of the brokers here in Chicago who, solely have a practice here, is start networking with other brokers outside of Chicago. Because as people, have this demand for space and change right now in the world, not only are they staying here, I mean, they're going anywhere. So you want to be able to give full service to your clients, again, whether it's here in Chicago or refer it out to someone in, for example, Austin, Texas, like I just said. I think that's going to become very important to help keep continuing growing your business.
Yeah, it makes sense. My parents spent the last winter in Clearwater, down in Florida, and to sort of see if they would like it. And then now they're at the stage where they are renting again this year. They have to down there. Things are so competitive, even for rentals. You have to book it well a year in advance. You have to pay the entire thing up front. There's no monthly payment, and so they're going to be there again this year. And then after this year, they're going to buy a place probably there, assuming they continue to like it. So as a realtor here, which of course I'm not really a practicing realtor, but I do have a license, I will find a realtor in the Clearwater area, refer it to whoever that person may be, and then of course earn that referral commission. So it's a really good opportunity to talk to everyone that that travels south for the winter, or just is looking to maybe get a second home somewhere else, or maybe retire somewhere. Florida, of course, is very attractive because of the tax implications, and people a lot of times move there for weather and all sorts of reasons. But you should really be talking to your clients and asking them, what are their goals? Like, hey, just because they're not moving their primary residence necessarily, you should probably still be talking to them. So I think that's great, because people now a lot of us can work from home. I've only heard of some companies now starting to say you have to come back to the office. It seems to be right now still. I know Zillow comes on our show a lot, and I think they've said for the time being, you can still work from home. They're a massive, massive company. So I know most companies are still sort of allowing you to do that. So people are looking to explore other areas. So it's a great time to network with other realtors. And also people might be moving into Chicago too, and you want to build those connections. So I think that's an awesome idea.
Yeah, and I've gotten a lot of that. So back and forth, between brokers. So I think that's important. The one last comment I wanted to make is I do get this question a lot is, is there a bubble in the market? And, no one can predict. I've been a broker for 20 years and, I was part of the '08. And just to remind everyone, it's a very different market than '08. So I don't think that there's a bubble that's going to occur here. I mean, in '08, it literally popped and overnight, it completely deflated and popped, so I guess deflated is a better word to say. I think this market will just naturally slow down. And there's going to be, no big issue. It'll just be, just a gradual slowdown because we're all going 150 miles an hour right now. So I was saying that the market, in the last 2 weeks seemed like it slowed down to 110 miles an hour. So we're still going fast, but there's just a little bit of a slowdown. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And then I know you also had a thought about client appreciation.
Yes.
My nephew just had his 4th birthday this last week. And so I was buying gifts for his birthday. And I asked my sister, what should I get him? And she said, please don't get him anything. But if you're going to get him something, just get him, she had a couple ideas, very sort of, just little toys and things. And they have a pool. And I said, well, he spends a lot of time in the pool and he's taking swimming lessons and all of that. And so, of course, not everyone who listens, not every one of your clients is going to have a pool, but a lot of people, it is the summertime, are taking their kids to pools, community pools, country clubs, whatever, friends pools. And, might be fun. Like I ended up buying him 3 different pool toys. I think the total amount per toy was like $7. And so if you do have clients who have kids who are going and swimming somewhere this summer, it wouldn't be the worst idea to get them all, a little $5 to $10 pool toy gift, depending on their ages, and sending them off and saying, hey, hope you and your kids have fun in the sun, or some sort of fun summertime, gift. Doesn't have to be expensive, but he loved these sort of cheap pool toys that we got him. And, they really went a long way. And I was thinking, what a great opportunity to, not that you have to, buy things for people necessarily to win their business, but it certainly would be nice and just a great way to sort of keep in front of your clients, as opposed to just doing, a refrigerator magnet or which are fine too. But I just thought, that's a real functional gift right now at this time of the year.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. And, again, as we're all going super fast, I thought about that other day. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's already June. It's like I haven't talked to some of my past clients who, help my business, and I appreciate each and every one of them. And someone had said this during a speaking event. I can't remember who it was, but he had said, when you're married or you have a spouse or loved one, of course you love them, but you wake up in the morning, you leave for the day and you go about your business, you come home, you're mad about something, you go to bed, you wake up the next day and you do it again. And, without communicating or saying anything to the other person, again, even though during the day you think about them or whatever it is, but you've got to communicate. And I just thought, it just made me think of, I think about my clients all the time, but, it's been months since I even said hello. So just to remind us all to slow down, appreciate those people around us, our clients, of course, fellow brokers, whoever it is, just take a moment and say thank you. So thank you, DJ.
Well, thank you, Carrie. It's a really great reminder, and you don't have to make 100 calls a day. Even if you just divided up your entire list and say, I'm just going to call 3 to 5 people a day and just ask them how their summer's going, see if there's anything they need, check in with them, and say thank you for any business that they may have given me or referred out. That's a huge, easy thing that will always be positive phone calls, right? They'll almost always be, they'll make you feel better when you're done. And they'll make the other person feel better as well. So great idea. And yes, I had heard not that I'm a particularly religious person, but I had heard somebody say many years ago, maybe the best prayer of all is just thank you, which I always thought was a really smart thing to be said. So saying thank you is not probably not said enough in our society here. So say thank you to everyone that helps you. It's a great way to make them feel better, and also yourself. Well, great. And Carrie, we should also mention for all of our listeners who are here in the local Chicago market that you are looking for some help for your business.
Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me. So as my business continues to grow, it's important for me to support, my clients in the transaction. So I am looking for someone to join my team as a transaction manager. It's really important that the foundation of our business is strong and solid. So if anyone is out there listening that knows of someone is the perfect candidate, I'd love to talk to you. Again, looking for a transaction manager for my business full-time.
And would you like them to have a license, or is it preferred or required?
Either one. It's really just finding the right fit. So,
and it's this, I think particularly too is great for agents that are really looking to get a sense of what is it like to be on a really successful team, and how can I fit into that? And you'll absorb some of what Carrie does to build her business in addition to helping her grow her business. Great opportunity to work with somebody who is already built this 20-year career and has a great reputation in the industry. So if you're interested in working with Carrie as a transaction coordinator, what's the best way they should reach out to you?
Everyone, just call me, 312-961-4612. My email is Carrie, Carrie, at atproperties.com. I'm always available also for any questions that anyone has. Love to talk to everybody.
Awesome. And please also visit her website, which also has links to all of her social different accounts, which is carriemccormickre.com. Particularly follow her on Instagram, which is at Carrie McCormick Real Estate. You can find all of that at carriemccormickre.com, but Instagram, Carrie McCormick Real Estate. Well, Carrie, this is we're officially in summer. Yesterday, I think, was the longest day of the year. So people are out and about, and this is a great time to reconnect with your clients, wishing them a happy summer, and hope everyone is staying out of the extreme heat that I know here in Chicago we've been having, but hope you're out and about and doing fun things and continuing to grow your business. We will see you as always next month. And if anyone has questions for Carrie, just reach out to either her or us directly here at the podcast. And you can find us right at our website, which is keepingitrealpod.com. You can go back and listen to all of the Carrie episodes. We have them categorized right on our website, so you don't have to scroll through and look for all the Carrie episodes. We've got them organized right on the homepage there, which is keepingitrealpod.com. And also please follow us on Facebook, which you can find us at facebook.com/keepingitrealpod. Carrie, thank you once again. And we'll see you and all the listeners again next month.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.